Right off the bat, I want you to picture the scene. A deeply humid, stormy night under the heavy floodlights of Guadalajara, Mexico. The air is thick, the rain is just pouring down, and you can practically feel the tension. Today, we're peeling back the final scoreline of this gritty Group H match to reveal the rather unsettling reality of Spain's World Cup ambitions. Now on paper, a 1-0 victory, that looks like a job well done. But as we start to dig into the details, the shadows cast over this performance tell a very different and much more mysterious story.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Because before a single ball was even kicked, the legendary Uruguay coach, Marcelo Bielsa, set an incredibly high stage. He called Luis de la Fuente's Spain exquisite. He even went as far as to say their style of football was much more beautiful than what I've achieved. I mean, what an incredible compliment, right? So naturally, everybody was expecting this absolute footballing masterpiece from the European champions, especially since they were coming right off a euphoric 4-0 thrashing of Saudi Arabia. But as that heavy rain started falling in Guadalajara, those grand expectations of footballing art, they immediately crashed into a grueling, disjointed reality. Instead of this pristine, flowing dominance, Spain looked entirely out of sync. Passes were misplaced, the tempo was sluggish, almost like they were playing at half speed. And honestly, this performance felt alarmingly similar to their really flat 0-0 draw with Cape Verde earlier in the tournament. It was messy, it was muddy, and it was entirely unconvincing. And the context makes all of this even more shocking, because the stakes here were absolutely massive. The pressure was totally on. For Spain, the prize for winning this highly anticipated clash against a historical South American great was clear. Top the group, avoid a terrifying matchup with Argentina in the next round, and secure a comfortable route. But for Uruguay, they were literally fighting for their tournament lives. Lose and face total, immediate elimination. So, how did the match actually start? Well, Spain did what Spain traditionally does best. They quickly established control, hoarding the ball with a staggering 76% possession early in the game. Bielsa knew that dropping deep and just allowing Spain to have the ball would play right into their hands. So Uruguay tried to press high and disrupt the passing, but ultimately the Spanish midfield locked down possession and set a very familiar, dominant pattern. Now, here is where it gets interesting. The devastating reality behind all that possession is staggering. From 76% of the ball in that first quarter of the game came just 2 shots and absolutely 0 on target. Think about that for a second. All that passing, all those touches, and completely nothing to show for it in front of the net. They were totally toothless. In fact, Spain's breakthrough in the 42nd minute wasn't born from some exquisite tactical masterclass at all. It was actually a tragic 3-step sequence that culminated in a goalkeeping nightmare. Step 1, Alex Baena fires what really should have been an incredibly comfortable first-half shot. Step 2, Uruguay's veteran goalkeeper Fernando Muslera shockingly palms the ball instead of securing it. And step 3, the ball just tragically spills right into the corner of his own net. It was an absolute gift. That singular error carried a crushing psychological weight. It was so devastating, so deeply felt, that Fernando Muslera didn't even come out for the second half. Bielsa revealed after the match, it's a decision Muslera took himself. You really have to feel for the veteran keeper in that moment, carrying the burden of his team's potential elimination on his shoulders right into the locker room. But look, let's break down how this played out across the rest of the pitch, because Muslera definitely wasn't the only one struggling. The tactical underperformance across Spain's star-studded roster was genuinely worrying. Take Unai Simon in goal. He was deeply unconvincing, spilling crosses and looking incredibly nervous with his feet. Up in midfield, Rodri had the most touches, sure, but he provided 0 forward momentum. Mikel Merino, who was brought into the mix to shake things up, made absolutely no impact. And Dani Olmo, coming off the bench, missed wildly from a promising position and was literally passing the ball to empty space. The whole machine was just broken. Even their absolute superstar, the teenage sensation Lamine Yamal, was completely suffocated. Just a game prior against Saudi Arabia in Atlanta, he was a glowing spark, shining, decisive, running the whole show. But here against Uruguay, he was basically a fading ember. He was isolated, his trickery went absolutely nowhere, and he was completely neutralized until being pulled from the pitch in the 76th minute. And the really crucial point here is how this mounting frustration mutated into total chaos as the clock ticked down. In the 76th minute, Yamal is subbed off after enduring some seriously rough, grinding tackles. By the 90th minute, the tension is just boiling over. Uruguay's Juan Sanabria gets yellow carded for a poor tackle. And then, in added time, total explosion. Agustin Cannabio is shown a straight red for a reckless challenge on Spain's Pau Cubarsí. The benches literally spill onto the pitch.
Tempers are completely frayed, discipline is lost, and the beautiful game turns deeply, deeply ugly. And the sad reality for Uruguay was that all of that fight, all of that aggression translated to absolutely nothing in front of goal. 0.20. That was Uruguay's expected goals for the entire match. Meaning, statistically, the quality of their chances amounted to less than a quarter of a single goal. They created only one single big chance all night. It was a barren, miserable offensive output for a team that desperately needed a win to stay alive in the World Cup. The weight of that failure led to a genuinely heartbreaking admission from Marcelo Bielsa. Just listen to these words. I played to get 7 points and we got 2, and this is what describes my management. I was unable to get more of them. It's such a heavy, solemn reflection from a brilliant tactical mind, acknowledging his failure to elevate a really qualified group of players in what is widely understood to be his final game in charge of the Uruguayan national team. And man, if the elimination wasn't painful enough, the crowd made sure to twist the knife. In what has to be the ultimate insult, the local Mexican fans actually began openly mocking Uruguay's demise. They filled the stadium with chants of Cape Verde, Cape Verde, literally cheering for the tiny island nation that was advancing to the knockouts instead of the South American giants. Talk about rubbing salt in the wound.
Meanwhile, over in the post-match press room, Spanish coach Luis de la Fuente remained completely pragmatic. He defended his team's gritty, uninspired performance, stating really calmly, "Perhaps we weren't as brilliant as we wanted, but this was an extremely demanding match." He praised their composure, their responsibility, and their ability to keep their heads in what was obviously a brutal, highly rigorous environment. Because at the end of the day, a win is a win, right?
So, yes, Spain achieved their primary objective. They topped the group. They managed to avoid Argentina. But as those dark storm clouds gather over their knockout stage prospects, this explainer leaves us with one terrifying question. If they look this disjointed, this sluggish, and this deeply unconvincing against a struggling Uruguayan side, what on earth is going to happen when they step onto the pitch against a real heavyweight contender?